Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Happy holidays. So I'll tell you what sparked one of the reasons me doing a live Dr. Lori's table talk with you, which we've done for years and years and years. I wanted to do the live table talk because we have so much that we have to tape. I'm on national TV channels with the networks in Tampa and Philly and Pittsburgh and other places. And the tables have to be, of course, cleared. So I was like, geez, all the tables have to be cleared for all the new things that we're talking about. And the idea of that in the business is basically you have to have things that are evergreen. And you know about this, right? So stuff that's evergreen, you don't want to have on the tables too long. So anyway, I thought, well, before I clear off the table, I might as well talk about values and background and history and some information about some of the stuff that you're seeing more and more when you're out there shopping. So holiday stuff. And that was, of course, the idea for this. So before I get rid of all this and start it over, I figured I'd take your live questions. I'd talk about the stuff on the table and we chat a little bit about the holiday. Now, I don't know how your house is. My house is a mess with holiday stuff. I like to do it, but there's a lot to do, right? You know, and now, of course, we're in a situation where we don't have as much help as we normally would. But what's really fun about it is you do get to sort of go into those places in your house that you aren't usually at, that you don't usually go digging into. So a lot of stuff's coming out, and a lot of the stuff that is really pretty collectible and popular are the things that, of course, bring back memories. So a lot of the vintage stuff is really pretty valuable, collectible, and of interest. So if you've got questions, I've got answers, and I'm happy to, of course, do that. Hi, Diane, and hi, Toms, and hi, Swamp, and hi, you 812. Good morning. Nice to see all of you. Well, it's afternoon here, so I don't know where you are. Hello, it's good to see you. I hope you're happy that I'm going to be doing these. These table talks are all for you. That's why I do it all. So, but that was the idea. We were like, well, we've got to get everything off the table. I'm like, if I got to get everything off the table, yes, the doctor is in. You got that right. Ohio. I'm sorry about the game. Oh my God, Ohio, Michigan. They canceled Ohio, Michigan. It's like not even a holiday without Ohio, Michigan. So I'm sorry about that. You have 2 8-month-old kittens this year, and you have to put everything out of their reach. Yeah, you know what a lot of people do? They put something that won't get hurt on the bottom part of the tree. You know, I don't know, like little stuffed animals or pieces like these are pretty popular for the bottom of the tree. You know, one of my nieces came up with this idea. The Beanie Babies on the tree. Now, of course, they're very collectible, so you don't want to do that. But this one's a holiday one, not all that valuable. This one's probably worth a couple bucks, but they're good for the bottom of the tree, and they, of course, won't hurt the animals. The pets won't have a problem with that. So, yeah, boo, they canceled the game. I know. So Virginia Beach is in the house, lots of folks in the house. So I'm glad if you are, of course, getting ready for the holidays. But my house is a big mess, I was telling you. So, you know, I have a collection of birdhouses and some of the ornaments I put over there, and that's not done. And the tree isn't up yet. I mean, I am like way, way, way behind, mainly because I've been thinking of all of you, and I've been trying to do as many of these. I've been very, very busy with, of course, our Sunday reselling the week's new videos where I do the live with you all. A lot of you have been there, so I hope that you will, of course, be there this Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Sunday, when I'm talking about jewelry and how to resell it. So it's my favorite thing, jewelry, you know it. So basically, check out me then Sunday with that. But here, I wanted to talk with you about, thanks for the big fans all over the world. Yeah, lots of beautiful places that I've had the good fortune to be in, so I'm happy about that. Hallmark ornaments, have containers, full in boxes. Help you downsize some. Diane wants to downsize those holiday ornaments. Well, you know what? You want to think about some of those less expensive ones of being a regifter. Remember, of course, you know, Seinfeld, and you got to be a regifter. But some of them you don't want to regift, you want to hold on to. Pieces like this. In our family, we had a big collection of course, Nutcrackers. And Nutcrackers of certain types are extremely important. This is a Steinbeck Nutcracker, and a very nice one in good condition. This one is great. Yes, the doctor's in. The antique doctor is right here to tell you what's real, what's true, what's really happening in the markets, and where you really can sell things for top dollar, not all this other nonsense that you're listening to. So the Nutcrackers here, this is a Steinbeck. You might see an Urbrick Nutcracker and other nutcrackers. Nutcrackers, of course, the larger they are, the more detailed they are, the more decorative they are, and German ones are usually much more desirable. The other thing you want to look for is you want to look for the original tag. If they still have the original tag, wow, then you're talking about something good. I got to move Santa here a minute. So that's what we're looking at with this one. I'm going to move him too so you can get a good shot of that. Okay, so having said that, the nutcrackers are, of course, hand painted, they're hand decorated, they're in very good condition, and they have a lot of these elements. As time goes by and you are this one's from the 1980s. As time goes by and you are actually storing these pieces, you want to be careful how you store them. So be careful about that. I'm so glad that you think this is so awesome since you're a reseller, because I'm here for buyers and for sellers. Hi to Florida, Savage. But I really want to make sure that you guys get it. I'm going to do more of these if you watch and subscribe to the channel and tell me that you like it. Are you watching the Real Bargains videos? Are you watching? Did you watch last week's for $1? Bought a painting, resold it for $21,000. I'm telling you, I'm showing you the money. I'm showing you the bargains. I'm showing you what to buy at the thrift store, the yard sale, the flea market, what to get at the antique booth, and what to just leave there for somebody else because it's not valuable, and how to reflip it. So anyway, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm so happy. Hi to Fort Worth, and I'm happy that you're here, my Texas friends, the Yellow Rose of Texas. Anyway, these particular pieces, a piece like this would be about $125 at holiday time, right? So the Steinbeck large scale 1980s version Nutcracker, some people are putting prices on it at $600, $700. You're not going to get that for it. But about $125, you can get new ones, but not big ones like this for that same amount, but they'd be smaller, right? So not the same, not apples to apples, right? That particular one about $125 online. So thank you very much for watching the news stations. You're watching me on all different types. And yes, I have been showing you the money naked and laughing. I've been showing you so much that you've been repeating a lot of it. So I'm so happy that you guys are actually learning it from me and then spreading the news. Make sure you spread this channel. I appreciate that. So the carolers are on my table, and this caroler happens to be me. Just like it is at my events, they made me a table, and they made me, of course, a Buyer's Choice caroler. The carolers are very desirable, and of course, many of them are retired. So you think of the ones that are actually retired carolers, and those have significant value and trade value, particularly in Europe. They're very, very popular throughout much of Europe, and this is where the global market actually helps you. This is where having the global market helps you. So that's what you're saying. It's chilly in Jacksonville? I am sorry, Florida. No one feels bad for you. It is snowing outside my window here in Pennsylvania, northern Pennsylvania, let me tell you. So we're sorry that it's 48, 50 degrees down there and you've got your winter parkas on, right, people? Florida, you guys are funny. But anyway, when you're looking at the carolers, you want to make sure that they are in good condition. Mine was made with my characteristic black skirt and my characteristic red sweater. They even put a pin on me because they know I love, of course, my jewelry. So they put a pin on me and my hairband. I usually have a hairband, and it has a hairband too. So they did that. I was on a TV shoot, and we went over to Buyer's Choice Christmas Village. And basically we went through and we saw the workshop, and we met some of the people who actually make the Buyer's Choice carolers, and highlighted, of course, Dickens, Victorian England, these setups that they have. And I did that for a TV show, and you can find it, I'm sure. And basically, they said, Dr. Lori, we have a surprise for you, and they made me a caroler. So I really do love it. And they put something gold in my hand, too, because I like gold. Anyway, are you making the cookies? Have you been making the cookies? Who's making cookies? You're near Pittsburgh? Are you watching me in Pittsburgh? If you want to have an object appraised, you want to watch me not only here, but you also want to participate in my virtual event. You want a deal? Because you're here today watching me right now, this is my Christmas present to you. It is a virtual Zoom private event. It is one of the most inexpensive events that they do. It's hosted by my friends at Wilkes University. And it's virtual. You can bring an object. You can see me live. It's a private event. You've got to sign up on my website. Right? It's under Wilkes University. Sign up on my website, and then you can be part of my Zoom virtual event for appraisals. It's going to be great fun. And because you're here, that's when you're getting the news. So you got to stick with this channel so you get the news about new and exciting things that will give you a great deal. So are you making cookies? My mother used to make something called Anginettes, and if you're Italian, you know what they are. Aunt Jeanette's actually don't look like these butter cookies that were in these tins. I save the tins. Do you save the tins? I save the tins because if I make cookies, it's easier to put them in the tins and give them away. I give a lot of stuff away because it's just me. I'm alone. So if it's just me, I don't need all these cookies, as you can see. Oh, and those of you who are doing my diet with me, who think that they can lose 10 pounds, in the beginning of December, I said, let's try to lose 10 pounds before Christmas. Well, that's not going to happen now. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you the truth, but the truth is, I hate to tell you this truth. I like to tell you the truth, but this truth is there's no way that I'm going to ever be able to lose 10 pounds by Christmas. If I lose 3, I'd be happy. So that's where we are there. Too many, Russian tea cakes and chocolate chip cookies. I know. The butter cookies are good. Anyway, I think the mini Dr. Lori's are doing, I know, isn't she cute? She's cute. And she's singing like a caroler. Anyway, so I'm making the cookies, but I got to give them away. So now you have to be careful how you give them away. There's a whole thing. When I gave away all those baby blankets to the hospital, I had to wash them all. I had to put them in individual bags, and then I had to ship them to the hospital. I couldn't even drop them off. So for the children's wards, for the NICU kids. Anyway, there's that. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. Just thank you for watching. I hope you're learning. I hope you're getting it. I know you can succeed. I know you can do this. You can bring extra money into your household in these terrible times and all the time, right? Just extra fun money if that's what you're looking for by following me and watching. Okay, other things. The shiny bright style, these are Kobe's, but shiny bright style boxed ornaments. You know, ornaments were first introduced in a little town of Loscha, Germany. And Loscha, Germany had these glass blowers. When they blow the glass, they blow the ornaments. The ornaments were called Kugels. And the little Kugels are in fact made in forms like a little Kugel owl, a little, Lori, Disney is in the house. I love you, I love you, I love you. Basically, little Kugels are owls, or maybe they would be little pine cones, or other types of things. So basically, what you're looking at is watching from Oakdale, California. I hope you're doing okay in Oakdale. The Southern California really got hit hard, and they're down on lockdown, and that's not easy. It's hard to be in the house. I was in the house a long time, March and April. It was very difficult. So nice to see all of you guys. Mick is here too. There's Mick. These are some of the folks who have been following me for years and years, so I appreciate them very much. I appreciate all of you. So there's a Texas cherry picker. What's up, Doc? Well, you know what's up. I'm fat, I'm talking, I'm looking at antiques. You know how it is. That's what's up. Anyway, so I was talking about these. The Kobe's, the Shiny Brights, the 1950s box toys, so boxed ornaments. They came out of the tradition of those German Kugels, where they would sell one individual Kugel, right? One individual ornament. Oh, I love you too, Tiffany Sue. Merry Christmas to you. And basically what you have is that one Kugel. And then they thought, well, everybody's buying them individually, one by one by one. And of course, manufacturer Shiny Brights got these ideas. Woolworth got the idea first that they would actually put them into boxes. So there were first boxes of 6, boxes of 12. So you would have a whole set, and then the set would match. Maybe they'd have a little bit different colors. Now, when you see different types of ornaments, they do relate to a certain time period. So that's what you're looking at too. Hello to Massachusetts. I do miss home, Connecticut and Massachusetts. At holiday time, I miss places like the Public House. I miss things like the peppered relish with cottage cheese. I miss some of the things, of course, the holiday, being away from home. Anyway, yes, we're very lucky to have people from all over the world. I'm really excited because this is one of the first times, you know, my managers and my IT guys said, hey, let's just do this. And I was like, I'm really happy. I said, I don't know who will be around. Glass indent ornaments from Poland are not the same as Kugels, okay, or German Kugels. The indent ornaments were, of course, middle 20th century. The Kugels are early 20th century. So about 25 years, 20 to 25 years earlier. In terms of quality, it depends on materials and the mastery of the artisan, right? So they have to be a good artist and they have to know the materials. But that's a really good question. Thank you for that, Susan. Couple of other things. Rhode Island. Yeah, I went to school in Rhode Island for a little while. I did. I really loved Providence very much, and I like RISD and Providence College, of course. A lot of friends there. And thank you very much, Fiorenza. I appreciate that. It's nice to see you too, Kathy. You got a 50s Majolica from Italy. Oh, I love Majolica from Italy. I just love Italy. You know, I love the Amalfi Coast. I like to be in Florence and walk the streets because there are no cars. Roma, you like to be in Roma, where you can get all the souvenirs that are like perfume bottles of the Pope and, you know, a pillbox with the Pope's head on it, and, you know, salt and pepper shakers of the Pope. It's like all the Pope. Oh, did I tell you the story about the nuns when I got yelled at the Vatican with the nuns? All right. So I got a group of students. I'm bringing students to Italy, right? This was where I was young. I didn't have a mind. I don't know what I was thinking. So I bring these kids to Italy because I want them to see the Sistine Chapel. I'm teaching art history. I bring them, and I'm in the Vatican gift shop. You remember the Vatican gift shop, right? And the nuns are there. The nuns, man, the Vatican gift shop. They're talking in Italian. I know a little bit of Italian from home, but I don't know a lot of Italian. And I wanted to know if the rosary beads I was buying from my mother at the Vatican gift shop were, in fact, I know you think you're like, what is she talking about? But this is true. If those rosary beads were in fact silver, and they said argenta on it, and I was like, well, yeah, that seems like the word for silver, but I can't really remember. Anyway, so I said, are they silver? Are they silver? In my terrible Italian, I know what I was doing, but she's a nun. She starts yelling at me, da, 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 like, yes, it's silver. Yes, it's silver. What are you talking about? Yes, it's silver. Okay. I was like, you're a nun. You're supposed to be nice. Anyway, so I got yelled at the Vatican bookstore, at the Vatican gift shop. I did, in fact, buy them. My mother did like them. Everything was good once I got away from that nun. I don't know. If you grew up Catholic, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, cute. That was a fun story. But the kids were like, what happened to Professor Verterain? What is she doing? I was like, well, I was fighting with a nun. Anyway, there was that. But I wanted to tell you a couple more of these traditions, like the Lascia based Kugels, like the, of course, 1950s, 1960s boxed ornaments, those kinds of things. You're bursting from all the good move on your iPhone. Yes, thank you for sending the enthusiasm. If you know about colonial America, and of course you know about the tradition, of course, of Jesus Christ and his birthday, but the idea, of course, of evergreen, things that are everlasting life in Christianity, and of course the red blood of Christ is represented by the holly. Holly for the evergreen leaves, and the red berries relate to, of course, that idea of the blood of Jesus Christ. Now, holly sprigs would actually be pulled off. This is a fakie, but pulled off and placed into a window in colonial America. So if you were traveling, right, over the holiday season, and holiday season in colonial times was the late 1700s. The holiday season then was actually a season when we would be resting from all of the work of the harvest. We finished the harvest, we got all the crops in, and we would rest. It was the time of weddings. June wasn't the time of weddings. George and Martha Washington actually got married in January. The winter was the time when everybody rested. So if you had a holly sprig and you had room at your house for visitors or travelers, you would put a holly sprig in your front window pane. And that would mean, come in, it's okay, you can come in, we could feed you, or we could give you a drink, or we could give you lodging. And it was a wonderful way to tell people, hey, you know, you're welcome here. So there was that. And then you have a couple other things on my table here. We talked a little bit about that, but another thing in colonial America, I told you I come from a relatively poor family, if you will. My father was one who, in fact, would always say, if we got an orange for Christmas, that would be wonderful. And he was very excited to get an orange for Christmas. We'd be like, an orange, Dad? What are you talking about? You can have an orange anytime. No, he was happy as a boy to get an orange for Christmas. And oranges were oftentimes that idea in colonial times, and in the early 1800s, the idea, hi, Miami, Florida. There's your orange thing. I know. Anyway, basically what you're looking at, where can you get antique appraisals in Colorado? Are you kidding me with that question when I'm right here in front of you? Right here from me, please, Colorado. This particular piece has some cloves in it. It'll make the whole house smell very, very nice. And some berries on the top as well. It looks pretty. It's sort of a portion of something called a pomander. And you might know pomanders. They basically let all of this nice smell go out. The idea with the nice smell is to keep away evil odors, evil spirits and evil odors, because evil spirits usually don't smell that good, right? So that's why the oranges were very important. And the oranges in the history of art, particularly in Renaissance art, usually relate to, of course, the womb of the Virgin Mary. There's a lot of this that I'd love to teach you as we go on, as we have time. Anyway, this particular piece, now in my house, I have a couple of rules. One of the rules in my house is if you're going to send me a Christmas card, I appreciate it, but if it's glitter, it's not getting into the house. I'm going to open it there. So you use some other person when somebody comes through. Who are you using? What are you thinking? You have me, 3 degrees, all this information. I'm doing everything for free for you, and you're using other people, and then you're saying that to me? Don't offend me with nonsense now, Yvonne. Come on. But I want you to be Thrifty Rich. That's a good name. So I want you to be Thrifty Rich. That's a good idea. Do you still put oranges in the family stockings? A lot of people did that with respect to oranges. I'm so glad that you're new here and that you're loving it very much. I really want you to do that. The name of my event, Trina wants to know the name of my event. On my website, under events, right? At the top, it'll say events right there at the top. You can't miss it. Wilkes University. It's a private Zoom event with appraisals with me live. You can spend the evening with me live, and it's the best deal you're going to get. That's the event. And I'm only telling those of you who are here. Virtual, Zoom, can't watch it on YouTube. It's going to be on, of course, Zoom. It's a private event, but you got to go to the website and do it. You can click on it and do that. Lots more information here, too. So anyway, I'm sure, Holly, she didn't really mean it. Do you remember oranges in your stocking, too? Oh, you're not that age. We're all 26. I told you, Daria. We're all 26. That's my story. I'm keeping to it. I've been doing a little bit of handiwork, a little bit of making some crafts, but I really have so much to do. I don't really have so much, less time. Did you order the loop? Here's my loop. Tom said you ordered the loop. You're going to love the loop. The loop is good. I put it on blue because, I went to Michigan and Penn State and stuff. So the loop does this, and then it turns on. Yeah, the loop is really good. And it's really going to help you. You're going to be surprised. So it's got that nice LED light, and it's a good idea for you to have the loop. You need the loop. Now I just put my eyes out. I cannot see where the loop is. There we go. Turn that off. Oh, goes both ways. That's why. This is a really nice loop, and it's nice if you wear it here. I usually have one in my purse, one in my pocket. I have a loop on all the time. Anyway, but I was telling you, in my house, if you send me a Christmas card, I don't want glitter. I hate glitter. I've always hated glitter. I know people love glitter. They think it's pretty, and little kids like glitter. Glitter never goes away. You can have glitter there until 4th of July, man, if you have a Christmas card. So that brings me to the Radko, the Christopher Radko Santa. I think he's beautiful. I really do. He's a Christopher Radko, relatively young, and he opens at his belly. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. But basically, he's very well made, and some of them are very well made, the Christopher Radko. But the minute you do that, then there's glitter everywhere, and that makes me nuts. I hate the glitter. I don't know how you feel about the glitter. Anyway, yes, you need a loop, and you can also get that through my website. There's a lot of good things at the website, and of course. But what I want to talk to you about today are some of these collectible ornaments. Remember, the kugels, which are glass, will have an actual little brass element at the top, and if it's stamped, it's probably from the 1950s. If it's cast, or you can see that it's part of the piece, not stamped on top on the afterwards, then you know that that one's from Germany, and it's probably the 1920s or 1930s. The German ones are also much heavier. Okay, now if it were me and you're in a thrift store, you're in an antique shop, you're in the mall, and there's a whole box, and you got to go through the box afterwards, buy the box. It's worth it. Negotiate with whoever you're talking to. See if you can get the box price down, right? And see if you can buy them all. And I bet you if you dig hard enough, you're going to find a kugel. So you add glitter to family cards, Mick? Come on. You love glitter. All right. I guess I got to rethink glitter. Okay. All right. Diggity dig. Okay. I'll rethink the glitter. So there's not too much glitter on the Christopher Radkos, but there's some. So that's what we think about when we see that. But yeah, the loops will definitely help you. They help everybody. They help you if you have, of course, great eyes and you can see everything perfectly. And of course, as we get older, we have to do the readers and everything else. It'll help you that way too. It doesn't really ever go away, right, Holly? It just never goes away. So basically, the other things that I wanted to talk with you about were these pixies. This particular pixie is a revival pixie of the ones from the 1960s. This one is new, probably from the early 2000s, right? And they move their legs a little bit. You can put them here and put them there. But this one is an old one. And this particular one is, of course, a pixie from about the middle part of the 1960s. Now, this particular pixie, we used to hide pixies in the tree. Today, it has become, over the last 20 or 30 years, has become something called Elf on a Shelf. So really, it's a pixie basically reformatted, if you will. So you're seeing that as well. Oh, if you didn't get a Dr. Lori Says mug, I hope you'll support the channel and think about that. But basically, the pixies are a lot of fun, and the pixies basically would be hiding somewhere, or you find them somewhere, and they're kind of these little impish kind of elves. I always used to think about them as kind of Santa's elves that went astray. They decided, what am I doing making all these toys? Let's go play someplace, and that's what they see. You think the pixie is cuter than the elf on a shelf? I think the pixie's really cute. I think they're both really cute, actually. Even the newer one's pretty cute, but not as well made. The quality's not really there with the newer ones. And then we have collectible pieces, you know, things like the bears. You know, this particular bear, of course, is a Boyd's bear. And, you know, I picked the red one because the red one has a nice red outfit on it. I like the way the head moves. I like the way the arms move. You know, similar to the Stife pieces, right? Or the other teddy bears. And you know the tradition of teddy bears, I'm sure. This particular teddy bear is worth about $30. Not all that big, not all that small, but a nice gift and a nice heirloom. I always tell people, you know, some of the heirlooms that you just want to keep and you don't want to resell, some of those that you are afraid of with respect to condition, you may want to think about the idea that of, in fact, putting these out with your holiday buffet dinner or with your dessert or around your house. Sort of decorate with the objects, but also make it a conversation piece for the smallest members of your family. So, and you probably know I have a very big Italian family, lots of course, extended family, and you can see that my hair is not extended. And what I mean by that is one little young member of my extended family was supposed to get a haircut and he didn't want to. So I was showing him, I thought, I'll cut my hair and maybe he'll get engaged and he'll do it. Well, that didn't work at all. He's 2, and I cut my hair 2 inches. I took off because, well, I needed it anyway. I shouldn't have done it. The hairdressers are going to go, what did you do? You cut your own hair. I know you're not supposed to do that. But I wanted to help this little guy, my little cousin, do it, and he couldn't do it. And then he was like, I'm not cutting my hair. And I was like, okay, well, so I had to cut the rest of mine. But that's why the hair has changed pretty significantly, severely in the last couple of weeks. So you put a Boyd's on your tree? Yeah, a lot of people put them on the tree, you know. That's pretty cool. What about the flexible little ales from the 40s and 50s that you put on the mantle? Like him, he's somewhat flexible. This one actually has a tag on them, of course, from where he was made. And this particular one in pretty good condition, except he lost a foot. So we put both legs into one shoe. You know, you have to make do with some of the objects that have been in your life a long time. Other pieces that I want you to think about, and they are, in fact, not only ornaments, but of course, jewelry. If you haven't gotten somebody you love jewelry yet this holiday season, go out and buy it. You know, they want jewelry, a necklace, a ring, or something. Go out and buy it. But the other things that I want you to think about are some of the traditional things like, of course, the little golden books, of Santa's Toy Shop, right? This one is Walt Disney's from Santa's Toy Shop. It's in beautiful condition. This one is a nice one. And of course, all children's literature, as I told you before, is oftentimes quite collectible. What's the other book that's more collectible? You can watch my video about that. One of the other types of books that are very collectible, children's literature, children's storybooks, as well as cookbooks. But watch that video because, boy, if you're into books, you can make big money on a thrift store buy books. That's what you're looking at. I'm sorry if you didn't get a notification. You've got to subscribe and you've got to look. And we tell all the time. I mean, I have a staff that is going to ring that bell. I'm telling you what, my staff does a lot of work in trying to get the word out all the time. I'm on, national TV shows all over the country. I'm putting the word out all the time about this particular channel, youtube.com/Dr. Lori V, the Facebook, the Twitter, of course, places like Instagram, all of the social media places. I mean, we're doing a lot of work to get the word out. So I want you to get the word out. So anyway, yes, the knee holding pixies are pretty popular. With these, you can actually have them hold their knees. See, the new ones, they actually have them hold their knees. You can actually do that for them. And just so you can see what I mean. Anyway, the other pieces that I don't want to forget about because it's important to me is, of course, cookies, right? Of course, Spode Santa cookie jar. This one, I'll appraise your jewelry, I will. The Spode Santa cookie jar, this is a nice one. Cookie dish. So this cookie plate is put out, of course, with, of course, the traditional, again, Spode style Christmas tree. And of course, the idea of the triangle is important for that particular time too. Hi, Anita, nice to see you. Thanks for being here as well. I'm glad you got here. Yes, the national shows are so fun. Not only the national TV shows, but of course, all of my live shows and my virtual events have been very popular too. So I hope you participate in some of those, including the ones at Wilkes, which is on my events page on the website. So are you watching the dumpster or no dumpster game? Are you playing dumpster or no dumpster? Are you winning? You know, can you pick the most valuable? Do you know? Are you learning the stuff? Because anybody can show you stuff and show you what they actually bought. But I'm going to show you how to tell, because then it's your information. Then it's yours. It's not just, oh, I found this and I sold it for this. It's yours. So you can always find the thing. So when you go forward in life, you have more information. So I'm so glad that you're getting some great ideas to start some new old-fashioned traditions. That's what this is all about, and I'm glad you were doing that. Don't forget about some simple things that are functional. Functional objects are usually relatively valuable if they last a long time, but early on, functional objects are not as desirable as fine art, furniture, precious metals, including jewelry, which is what you want to look for to flip for big money, right? I've told you that a lot. This particular piece is a pretty good example. This, of course, is a Lenox piece. This Lenox piece made in mass numbers by, of course, the Lenox company, right? This particular Lenox piece is a good one, a good example, and a new one of course, the snowman coffee cup or chocolate, hot chocolate mug. I've been eating too much chocolate. I told you, I'm not going to make the 10 pounds before Christmas that I needed to take off to eat at Christmas. Oh, I'm in a mess. Anyway, house is a mess. I'm a mess. It's a big mess. What can I say to you? But anyway, I hope you learned a little bit. Before I go, I want to say this. Don't forget of where we got the image of Santa. It was actually from Coca-Cola and some of the great American illustrators, where we got that early image of Santa Claus from an artist named Thomas Nast and others that followed in his footsteps into the late 1800s and into the early 1940s. That time period when we got an image of what Santa should look like. I hope your holiday season is wonderful. We'll do a table talk again with Dr. Lori. Thanks for being here. You're all my treasures. Happy holidays. I love you.